Hi, good evening, and welcome to THFC Till I Die, the build up to the biggest game of the season. When we go down to North London, the other part of North London, spank them Gunners into the ground, and take all 3 points back home to White Hart Lane, where they truly deserve to be. Joining me tonight on this great stream is my usual co-host Queen Ellie. Ellie, how are you this evening?
I'm ready to go, Dermot. I'm going to give it, and I'm going to give it.
Ellie, I wouldn't expect anything less from you. And down below Ellie, well, this man is a legend of YouTube. This is royalty we've got here tonight. Wherever he walks, the red carpet is just thrown out in front of him.
Blue carpet, there. Blue carpet.
Blue, white, blue, white.
He is the king of White Hart Lane, so we should call him Your Majesty. But he is the one and only, the best man from Kildare, Dave Irish Hotspur Harris. How are you, Dave, this evening?
No, I appreciate it. I'm absolutely buzzing, fresh off the Ireland game last night. I was at the Viva representing the support for the boys in green. But look, all attention turned to the North London Derby now. They got their way at home last season, and I know we don't win there too much, but the difference this time now, Antonio Conte.
That's it, Dave. And also, I'm so disappointed we couldn't get to go. It wasn't well, but look, we've got November. But I mean, very quickly on the Ireland game, what a disaster, wasn't it?
Yeah, look, it was a bit of a mixed bag. I think we started off well, but you know what it is, Dermot? We just don't use the possession whatsoever. It's just from left to right. The whole idea in the Kenny in the Kenny system is that if you switch the ball from one side to the next, you're supposed to go up that flank and use it quickly, and we don't do that. We just bring it back inside every time. And look, we were cruising in that game 2-0. And instead of going for the kill, we took a foot off the gas, got caught cold with two attacks, where basically, they scored twice. Then we got away with a penalty. But, it wasn't the best to watch. Beautiful seats, though. Beautiful view.
I'm glad, yeah. I look forward to seeing them in November. And then down below, well, we had to get an Arsenal fan on. He is Dino the Gooner. Dino, how are you? And actually, firstly, well done for coming onto a Spurs channel. You're very brave. I have to give you that. But how are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you for having me on. I've met the legend, the Irish Hotspur, before, and I know Ellie, Queen Ellie, very well. As Spurs fans, I've got to say I do love you guys. It's an honour, honestly, to be on the Tottenham channel. It is an honour as a gooner to be invited onto a Spurs channel. I'm expecting all the banter I can throw at me and I can handle. No problem at all. It's all friendly banter, but let's take nothing away. I'm absolutely crapping myself for Sunday already. It's the North London Derby, biggest game of the season. It's the 6 points that we all want. Whether you're red and white or blue and white, you want those 6 points. Nothing else will do apart from a draw.
Exactly.
But we've got, we all want to win it. But I'm good. Thank you, Dermot. I'm really well. Thank you.
That's great, and thank you for coming on. Just get a few through comments here. We've got Corey Boy, big up Corey Boy, says hey. We've got Mark New, hey Ellie, THFC till I die, toys. Big up Lisa. Lisa says big up Dermot, Queen Ellie, David, and your special guest. Been looking forward to this one. Yeah, so have I actually, I must admit. And then Mark New saying big up yourself, guys. Go Dermot, Ellie, Harris Army. Forsyth, the king of White Hart Lane. Welcome, Dino Toys.
Cheers, Mark.
We've got Carl Simpson. Big up, Carl. That says, hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Yeah, we're doing fine.
Nice
and
one,
then they're just talking to each other. We've got Mick in. Big up, Mick says, good evening, Dermot, Ellie, and Dave. We have Wolf Mauler. Watch your tribe.
I love that name.
Yeah, it's all right. It's got a good time.
Wolf Mauler.
Lisa.
And then Carl Simpson saying, I am sure I saw on Facebook earlier that Ellie was in the south of France.
I was last week.
But now she's back.
She was. She's home.
Dave, we'll go through like the first line. This is the league. Look, we're joint second in the league. We're unbeaten since one defeat since last April. I'll start with you, Dave, on this. We've had an interesting start to the season. We haven't been playing well, but we're unbeaten, one defeat since last April. Should we be going into this North London derby really confident that we can make amends for what happened last season?
You mean off the humiliation we gave Arsenal at the end of last season, there?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's not forget about that one. Look, I think where my confidence comes from, Dermo, is we're one of the only two teams in the Premier League still unbeaten. Arsenal are beaten, and they got beaten by a United side that are probably going to play the way we play, three up front, and hit them on the counter. So, I mean, they're definitely we could definitely get at them. And look, the difference last year, Dermot, was we had Nuno, and I'm a firm believer. I've said this a couple of times. I think the players used that North London derby to try and get Nuno the sack, because there was massive problems before that, and we were 3-0 down at halftime. We've had worse teams go to the toilet bowl and put up a better showing. So, for me, I think they used that North London derby to try and get Nuno sacked. But this one, I think the difference is Conte. You look at that Arsenal team, I think their biggest weakness is actually centre midfield, and in the fullback areas. For me, I would actually look to go for 3-5-2 heading into this, Dermo. I think, get constant pressure in and around Granit Xhaka on and off the ball. He will end up blowing up in the hand and getting sent off. Keep an eye on Odegaard in there. You'll be able to isolate Gabriel Jesus as well, which they won't be able to link up with him. And plus, so for me, I think I would go with the 3-5-2. I think if we leave Arsenal and have the extra man in midfield, I think we're going to create problems off our own back that we don't really need to be creating. But look, I'm confident enough going to the toilet bowl this time. I really do think that we'll come out with 3 points, and if not a draw, I think it's a complete different Tottenham team going there this time than what it was last year. And we also have to remember that Arsenal team got absolutely humiliated on our patch last season. They absolutely capitulated and crumbled after. So they will be up for it. They will be going out there looking to make a statement, and they'll be going out there looking for revenge. But everyone's praising Arsenal right now, and no one's praising Tottenham. So this is the time now to make people stand up and take notice of what's going on at Tottenham Hotspur. This is the game, so let's go and get it done.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Dave, everything you said there. Dino, as an Arsenal fan looking at that table, okay, you may be top, and I hate seeing you top. I hate seeing you above us. It's just not right.
Yeah.
But you haven't won against really great teams, and the one team that was like a top 6 team, you've lost. Does that worry you that the team haven't got the mentality to beat a top 6 side? Or do you think it's just, you just, do you know what I mean? Or do you just put what's in front of it, we can beat anyone? What's your opinions on that?
Oh, no. I mean, do you know what? That's a big, bold statement. I'd never say put us anyone in front of us, we'll beat them. I don't think so. I think we would struggle against the bigger sides. We showed we struggled against United. If anyone was going to beat us, it had to be United, or it had to be you guys. If we were unbeaten up to Sunday, I'd say, do you know what? Chances are we'll lose to Tottenham. It'll be Tottenham or United that will spoil the party. I don't think we are good enough to beat City and people like that. Liverpool this season, depending on the day. But I think if we've got momentum and we can take the momentum and keep going with the momentum and just keep going and dragging out a draw, dragging out a win wherever we can, I don't see why not. Honestly, I don't see us going out there and absolutely tearing people apart. I can't see it. We're not that kind of side, you know. When we did well against the lesser sides, but when it comes to when it comes this weekend, the form goes out the window. Look at like Dave said, last season, Wikipedia, I was just absolutely devastated. It was awful. That was one of the worst nights of my life. Honestly, it was terrible. And for you guys, obviously, it's the complete opposite. It's ecstatic. It must have been absolutely rocking. I bet the foundations were crumbling. You know, the way you guys were rocking. I bet it was, you know, and it was all credit to you. You know, I mean, I've seen it on the other where Arsenal have done Tottenham. You know, it's been like 5-3, things like that. You know, those games, they're just amazing. Do you know what I mean? That's what it's about, and that for me is what it's all about, honestly.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, I've got a certain questions here for yours, so I'm going to start off here, and I'll start with you, Dino, and then I go to you, Dave, and then you, Ellie. This one. How did you feel after the loss at Tottenham last season? What was your emotions after that defeat at White Hart Lane?
I don't hold back. Give us great detail on these now, my man. We'll enjoy it.
I've got my bucket of tears ready to catch your tears if you start crying.
First one was absolutely anger, really, really angry. Then I was absolutely gutted. Then I was really angry again. then I was just like looking at it, just sort of in bewilderment. In the end, I just went to bed because I just couldn't hack it. I was like so pissed off. I didn't even talk to the kids or the missus. I just went to bed.
You turn your TV off. Go to bed.
I did. I genuinely did. I genuinely. My phone was red hot because all my family and the majority of my mates are Spurs fans, right? So my phone was like it was a lava. It was red. I got so much shit on Facebook, WhatsApp. I just got so much shit. You know, it was terrible. But I get it. Do you know what I mean? I also said tongue in cheek just before we joined the chat. It's almost like Arsenal Sadigo. It's your opening night. You can have that one on us. There you go. We'll give you that. But do you know what? That was a proper joke. Take nothing away. The guys were on fire. There was just a different gravy that night. They were so good. But it's the Conte effect. Yeah. When Conte came to Tottenham, I think everybody went, oh shit. You know, you had that mug. That Nuno was an absolute disaster. And then all of a sudden, it's like, whoop, you've whipped it round. All right, now we'll just have Antonio Conte. How do you think about that, boys and girls? And everyone, I think, in the Premier League has gone, apart from City, everyone's gone, oh, fuck. Because we thought, you know what, this is great. We can go with this. This is good. But he's, obviously, again, he's mustard. You've got to admire his spirit and his drive and his passion. You've got to.
Yeah. And you, Dave, I know how you felt. Believe me, I do know how you feel. I mean, let's do you know, how did you feel after that game? I mean, you must have been on the ceiling dancing. I mean, you didn't come down for a month. I don't think we all did we?
I mean, probably one of the best evenings of my YouTube career, to be honest with you, Dermo. It was absolutely unbelievable. I mean, now I know what it's like to be high off life, you know, absolutely unbelievable feeling. I was buzzing my tits off. I was elated. I walked around singing Spurs songs, you know, in the evening, waking everybody up. I couldn't sleep till about 6, 7 a.m. I made sure I went out my way to find some gooners to inflict more pain and misery on them, which was brilliant. But I'll be honest, the real good feeling really came that Newcastle game. It was even better, you know, just to see the collapse. It was just like, oh my God, what are we witnessing here? We're witnessing the greatest collapse since the Berlin Wall.
It genuinely was. The wheels came off. After the Spurs game, the wheels came off. Everyone was going, no, you'll be all right, you'll be all right. I was like, no, it's done. It's done. It's been the dagger's gone in and they're done. You could see they were done. When they played against Newcastle, you could see they were completely finished. You know, the
wheels came off and they were rolling down the road, weren't they?
The cannon just went boom.
Yeah.
See, your cannon should have taken some Viagra, to be fair to you. That's what the cannon should have taken.
Personally, it was also great to see the away sections at the at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and at the Newcastle Stadium empty in and around 80 minutes. That was also a delight. You know, just knowing, especially the Newcastle one, just knowing they have such a long coach ride home, and all they've got to sit there and do is discuss and sorting out travel across to Azerbaijan and Georgia and stuff like that Thursday nights. It was even better knowing that they had to do that for about 5 hours. It was brilliant.
How are you finding the Thursday nights, Dino? Are you enjoying them?
Oh, they're great. They're great. I love a Thursday. I live for Thursday. I don't look at Tuesday, Wednesday night football anymore. I love a Thursday, mate. Honestly, it's great. The quality of football is amazing. I mean, you know, watching it on Channel 5 eventually, you know, possibly on Dave. If we're lucky, we'll get a bit of UK gold. But no, seriously,
it's
the same question to you guys. I mean, how would you feel? You know, you've done it, and we dominated Champions League for 13 seasons. We were there all the time. Do you know what I mean? We were there. All of a sudden, we're having it now, and it's like, oh, God. It's just
the key word you use there, though. The key word you use there is done. And what I love about that, it's past tense. So, you know, I absolutely love that. We're now in the big boy league. You know, we're in with the big boys where we belong. So I love the way you use past tense words there. I have a feeling we'll be hearing a lot of them out this week.
And this is from Lisa. She says, Paul Dino, get battered.
bless you.
He
Cheers,
can take
Lisa.
it, he can take
He's
it.
following the example of the team, Lisa. Following the example of the team.
Lisa,
Yeah.
lovely Lisa.
Big up to White Hart Lane as well. Big up, sir. Thank you for joining.
Big up, White Hart Lane,
And
yeah, fair
Julia
play.
as well as in LEC. So big up, Julia. Thank you for joining.
You know, that's a
Come
great
on,
comment
do
actually
that.
from right up Wenger about the fact that when he's left and we've kind of never replaced him. That's a really good comment actually. That's so true.
Yeah.
A lot of people say about Arsenal and how they are, this and the other. If you look at United as well, as soon as Ferguson left, the same thing. Same thing. You lose a really
downward
influential
spiral.
manager, really takes a long time to recover. That's a great shout, right, Art Lane. Fair play. Good
Yeah,
shout.
it
You know
is.
what?
And,
Yeah, right,
and
Lane.
sorry, Dave.
Brilliant.
Go on.
No, I was just going to say, do you know what, Dino? I actually think he was losing it before Wenger left. I think Arsenal were losing it before Wenger left. And the
Yeah,
reason why
probably
I say
right.
that, when you look at the team he had, the Invincibles, big, strong, powerful players, 6 foot plus, real men. And then maybe you started switching to all these little sort of technical players, but could not handle the physicality. And that's where you were seeing Arsenal lose to teams that they shouldn't be losing to, whereas years gone by they would have won because they could not handle the physicality. I think that's where it
grind
started.
out a result. You're right. They got too technical. They got the technical players in there. Weren't the players around like Adams, Vieira, Petit, guys, Bold, Keogh, that would grind out a result. They would get in the middle of it and get stuck in and protect the guys that were, not quite as hard. But yeah, no, that's a good shout, David. And do you know what? I wouldn't be shy to turn and say there was a few times where I've turned and said, he's got to go. He's had his day. He needs to go. I think. Like everybody, everything in life has a cycle, and everything has a lifespan. He got to the end of his lifespan, but I think maybe he held on a bit too long. And if he'd have stayed on, and maybe we could have brought someone in. But it shows with United again, they've kept Ferguson there as a technical role.
Yeah.
Maybe does he have too much influence? You've got to be brave and bring in managers like you guys have with Conte. You've got to do that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
You can't.
Well, at the moment, you've been brave, and you bought in a Lego man. To be fair, so
I'm just going to say,
open to that.
I was just going to say, with Conte comes a package of super people, supermen, who've got everything on their mind to get Spurs to that winning mentality that we've not had for years upon years upon years. Right, so now he's instilling this work ethic. The set piece coach, we've already scored 5 from set pieces, and he's getting all the little jigsaws in place, ready to strike. It might not even be this year that we win the league, but we'll go close. If we don't win it, we'll go close because we got that winning. Yeah,
Conte's not the only one that comes with a package. Arteta does electricity package for all them light bulbs.
and we also know Arteta's favourite song is "You Never Walk Alone." So there you go. That's the one thing we've got from the
Actually, we have the PA systems out this week with Glory Tottenham Hotspur on and around the training ground.
Yeah, he should play that. Come on. Or he should play "Where the Tottenham Boys making all the noise everywhere we go." That'd be a good
should be Arsenal get battered everywhere they go.
Yeah. Arsenal get battered.
No comment.
But they're not getting battered this year. Even Man United, we played really well against Man United, but like David said, there was not the big men to take the heat when you needed to take the heat.
Right.
And then Man United slipped through your door and took all 3 points.
Yeah.
I did. They absolutely did.
They went through the back door, didn't they?
Yeah, these things goes in cycles. I mean, we dominate North London, then Arsenal dominate. It goes in cycles, and it's our time now to dominate. But one thing I think Arsenal missed the trick is, for me, where we've bought in Conte now and we're planning for the future, Arsenal don't seem to be planning for the future, and I don't think Arteta really was the man to take you anywhere.
Do you know what, Dermot? I'd actually flip that. I actually think Arsenal have more of a plan for the future than what we do. We're more for the here and now. I think they're building for the future. They're at where we were on the POCH.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because they've got a lot of really good youngsters at Arsenal. You've got Smith Rowe, you've got Saka. Even Odegaard, he's fairly young. I know he's come from another club, but he comes with pedigree. and he's a tasty player. That Odegaard, he's got a lot about him, right? And there's so many other players. There's so many other players. And Nketiah, he's won as well, but he hasn't really shown what he's all about yet. He hasn't been given a full chance. Has he?
David
that guy wouldn't hit the ocean in a boat, Ellie, so he wouldn't.
He's like Bergwijn, isn't he? He wasn't given a chance, therefore you're not going to shine. You know, there's players that they don't shine them up, do they? They just leave them to rot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes they have got the talent, they just don't get it because there's someone better. Now you've got Jesus who stepped in and he's taken his chance.
Well, Ellie, I'm going to start with you for this question. What does the North London derby mean to you? What does it mean to you as a Spurs fan?
It means everything and more. It means that I'm either going to be crying in my sheets if we've lost, or I'm celebrating, cheering in the road, telling everybody, phoning everybody up. You know, all the gooners I know, I'll phone them up. You know, and it just means like your heart gets extra strength when you've beaten Arsenal. You can feel your whole body has been reignited with this brilliance coming through, you know, and you just feel so elated. And then if you lose, it's the flip side. You want to break everything inside. You don't want to talk to anybody. If anybody talks football with you, you're thinking, you know, do one. Right? And then after a while you come back to normality, but it takes a long while for me to come back, and I'm like, I'm the bitch of all bitches if Spurs have lost to Arsenal. You know, I'm really terrible. My family are bad for that. They steer clear of me.
Dave, what does the North London derby mean to you? Can I just say this is the most passionate Spurs fan I have ever met in my life.
Oh, I know that.
Ellie. He really,
I know that.
This man oozes.
We're on an equal part.
Yeah, according to my sister, Ellie's my rival.
Yeah.
Yeah, rival. Yeah.
So what does it mean to you,
talking
Dave?
about?
Look, it's absolutely everything to me, Dermot. I mean, if we lose it, I'm not happy till we get revenge, and it's just the way it is. I mean, as well, just don't speak to me for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. I'm just going to be pissed off naturally. I will not see the positive side of life. I'm a very positive person, but that all goes out the window when you lose the North London derby. But on the flip side, when you win it, I'm absolutely unbearable. I'm skipping down the road. You know, every gooner I see, I'm shouting at them, "Come on, you Spurs!" You know, I mean, it puts me in a great mood. Do you know what, Dermot? When we win it, I might even be nice and take the missus out for a bit of shopping because I'm in such a good.
I bet you the missus is now praying for a win.
Yeah, it really is a mood setter. You know, it really is a mood setter for me. It's absolutely everything, Dermo. Look, West Ham, great. Well, it's a one-sided rivalry. They think we're their rivals. We don't acknowledge them. You know, Chelsea, sort of the same thing. Whereas Arsenal, they're the real rivals. You know, they're the ones that moved from South London into North London to try and, because they couldn't deal with the South, they tried to come to North London and take over. And so for me, Dermot, I just think absolutely everything. I mean, all week I hate seeing the colour red. Do you know, like a bull sees red and they start going mad? That's like me, you know, running through washing lines, through red jerseys and everything else. I mean, I just cannot stand them all week. Don't get me wrong, some Arsenal fans are nice people, but, you know, look, Dermot, winning the North London derby is absolutely everything. It really is the mood setter. It's a setter for the season, especially this early on. It sets the tone for the season. It's just... It's the rivalry, the passion, the banter. I embrace it all. I embrace the hatred. I embrace the rivalry. I embrace the banter. And it's what it's all about. Nobody wants to lose to their rivals.
No, I mean, Dave, just spot on. For me, before I go to you, Dino, very quickly, for me, it's the first fixture I look for when the fixtures come out, when the first one, when's the North London derby. For me, you're excited, you're nervous, you're all the adrenaline going through your system. It's not a game. It's more than life. It's life and death. That's what that game is. The North London derby is more than anything. You put everything on hold just for that 90 minutes. And for me, I just love beating Arsenal. You get such a buzz of it. When we lose, I know what you mean, Dave. You're down, you're depressed, you're angry. One year we lost to them 5-2. We were 2-0 up and we lost 5-2. I had to go for a walk because I was that angry.
I go on strike at home, Dermot. I go on strike. I don't do any chores, anything like that. I just go on strike.
I hibernate in my room so I don't have to bash somebody.
Dino, it means everything to us. And you heard what it means to us. What does it mean to you as an Arsenal fan, the North London derby?
Do you know what? It's everything in reverse of what you've just said. Everything in reverse of what you've just said. It's exactly the same for me. It's exactly the same. I get a feeling in my stomach. If we win, it's like goosebumps. It's the best feeling in the world to beat Tottenham. Don't get me wrong. Listen, this is Arsenal-Tottenham, right? It's the biggest game of the season for both of us. For all of Arsenal and Spurs fans, this is the only game. This is our World Cup, FA Cup, Champions League final, everything rolled into one. This is what it's about, because you know it's all about the bragging rights. You've got to beat your rivals, regardless of South London, North London, where we are. You're our rivals, end of. It don't matter all about that. And do you know what? For me, it's exactly the same. Dave absolutely summed it up. If we lose, not so bad these days as I got older, but when I was younger, Jesus Christ, that was terrible. 3 or 4 weeks, she wouldn't talk to me because I was like, I'm not a morning person, and like I'd just grunt, and I would literally be like all day, walking to where people talk about fuck off. What's the football with? Seriously, Dean, do you want a cup of tea? Fuck off.
Do one.
Roll vans.
Or in Greek, you do that.
Honestly,
the Greek version is that.
Honestly, food vans here, bollocks. You know what I mean? Do you want a fag? Fuck off. Literally terrible. Not so bad now, but that's how it got me, and that's how forget Chelsea, forget West Ham, forget United, forget Liverpool. There's only one derby. And that's Tottenham. End of. You watch Liverpool United and it's like, it's a big game. Tottenham Arsenal is massive. Massive. You go to the Emirates on Saturday, you watch the fans going into that ground, both sides will be pumped to the max. Absolutely. And when they come out, if they draw, they'll be frustrated. But they'll be like, you know what, all right. If they lose, whoever loses, God forbid, they'll they'll be trudged back to the train station or wherever they're going, and they will be properly, royally pissed off. And like you say, and someone will be having a proper party. Others will be like coming out screaming and singing, shouting and going. And do you know what that is for me? Biggest thing that is relief. That is like, thank God for that, because you just know, but and that's not being brutally honest. It's relief. It's everything rolled into one. You think, right, that's it. Thank God, and then you worry about the next one, because you're gonna. If you do win, you think to yourself, we're gonna get such a slap when we go back for it. And
like,
you've got to take everything.
It's like when I took Dave to with Jack to the West Ham game, and we won 3-1, and in the concourse it was West Ham get battered everywhere they go.
Yeah, I've seen the video. It
was non-stop. But the Arsenal one was even better. Yeah. It's like you feel a camaraderie with your fellow fan. It's the closeness that you don't get from any marriage. No. Marriage don't come nowhere near it.
Never seen the guy before in your life. And seriously, never seen the guys before in your life, and your best mates. It's just that camaraderie. You're walking down the road and you see another goon or you see another yid, you're like, hey, and it's like, all right, mate. You know what I mean? But it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from. It was like, all right, mate, all right, guys, What a result of the weekend. Never seen the game, just sees your shirt and just goes, wow, mate, what a lovely shirt. What a great result. Or, and that's it. Literally walking down the high street and you're like, who the fuck's that? Oh, goon, isn't it?
Well, as I said to you before, Dino, I worked on the Emirates for about 4 or 5 years. I worked on knocking down the Highbury, which was brilliant. I ended up selling the tiles out of the dressing rooms to the Arsenal fans.
I would have liked that job.
So that's one good thing. But working on that stadium, in the middle of that pitch, there's a little time capsule. Me and my mates actually done. We stuck it down in the middle of the pitch of Tottenham stuff, like programs and scarves. Tried to bring you back. Look, it never happened. But anyway, Dave, I'm going to start with you in this one. What is your earliest North London? What is your earliest North London derby? Do you remember?
That's a tough one.
Oh, lad.
So many.
He's only 30 years old, remember?
That's me go back in the
I've
memories
got
here.
30
Dermot.
years on you to remember.
Go to someone else first, my man. I'm trying to gather my thoughts.
I actually go to I go to Ellie and then Dave. I go last.
Yeah, I'll
Ellie,
take
you
it.
go first.
Because
What is
like,
your
I've
earliest
got
North London
30
version
years
you
on
remember?
Dave. I've got 30 years on Dave. So I've got my earliest one, right, is when we won 5-0 at White Hart Lane, because I was old enough to know what I was doing. But obviously we had once before then, but I was very, very young. You know, when you're young, you don't always take it all in, like when you're 6, 7, 8. You don't. But when you're a teenager, you do. And I remember I think it was a year or the year before that they beat us 5-0 and Liam Brady scored a fantastic goal, the Irishman. Yeah, there's one for the Irish. Come on, the Irish. But not that time. Yeah, and then we beat them 5-0 and it was such a brilliant feeling. I was with all my brothers as well. It made it even more special because everybody knows I've got 7 brothers by now, right? And then it was just...
Really, Ellie? I never knew that.
Yeah.
Well, that's news to me.
Yeah, no sisters, 7 brothers. But it was like, it was magical. It was magical, the atmosphere. And it was like an earthquake through your feet, you know, and I just remember the euphoria of the whole build up to the game. It's like 2, 3, 4 weeks before. Everybody's bragging, we're going to beat you, we're going to beat you. And then you get to the match and you're shitting yourself. Yeah. You're literally shitting yourself because you don't want to lose to Arsenal. You just don't. So and when we won 5-0, it was like the most incredible feeling. Going home down Tottenham High Road, because I lived in Tottenham in those years as well, down Beaconsfield Road. And all my family are Spurs. And like you have a massive Greek party. It's like a street party in the house. You know, and my mum's cooking. It's amazing, Dermot and David and Dino.
I can imagine.
You're the 3Ds.
Honestly, I can imagine the Damades and the Uzo and a lot of Greek mates. And,
you know, and the Kubebia and the Kyoftedes and the Macaronia Tupono. Lovely. And the lovely Greek salad, because we're famous for our salads, us Greeks. Yeah, absolutely, mate. We make a good salad.
And you, Dino, what's your earliest memory of North London Derby? Then I go to Dave. I'm giving you a bit of time to think about it now.
Same as Ellie. I remember the days of Graham Ricks and Liam Brady going to Tottenham with Pat Jennings, obviously. But the ones that really stick in my mind, because I was young when they were playing, but the ones that, like I said earlier, are probably the Clive Allen, Chris Waddle, Glenn Hoddle, Mickey Hazard, the Tottenham of the 80s of 82, 83, 84, 85. Those were the games I remember. Those are the ones when I remember the season Hoddle scored that free kick against Wimbledon. I think it was about 2 or 3 games later we were playing us, and I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, what are we going to do? And what a side, you know? I mean, the choker was we sold Clive Allen to Tottenham, and we swapped him for Kenny Sansom. Right?
No, it's actually QPR.
Sorry, QPR.
QPR.
But, Clive Allen
you
was
bought him for $1 million
for a day
and sold him for $4 million.
Yeah, that was a great bit of business, but the guy was just fire, phenomenal player. So I remember those days. For me, I remember the Hummel kits with the flashes across the front of Holstburn, and that sticks in the memory. Those games, and Paul Davis, David Rocastle, Paul Merson, Paul Merson, Lee Dixon, Adams. That we had John Lukage in goal. It was like those are the days I remember. Those are the derbies I remember. They were great days, and you know, like you really summed it up well, both of you. It's just the buzz. I love the North London derby. I'm a sadistic fucker. I really love it. Do you know what I mean? I'm here, ain't I? I'm here for a bit of pain. Just give me a bit of pain. Do you know what I
mean?
Yeah.
Dave, what's your earliest memory, man?
Oh, do you know what, Dermot? I remember there was a game. I'm going to say 99, 2000, could be 2001. Chris Armstrong scored at both ends. He scored earlier in the game and then ended up scoring an own goal, and Arsenal went on to win it. That's one that I vaguely remember. But the one where Bentley scored from nearly halfway line, that was absolutely unbelievable. And then there was one where Robbie Keane also got the winner as well. I think that was at home. That was unbelievable. And there's loads of memories. Loads of them. I can't like the earliest one, the Vegas one, is the one where Chris Armstrong scored in both ends.
Yeah. I think the earliest memory for me of North London was probably back in 86, 85, 86, 86, 87, where we played you, I think, 4 times that season, because we played you in the League Cup semi-finals.
That's right.
But I think the best memory for me, we were 2-0 down at the Emirates, and we came back to beat you 3-2 with Kabul scoring that winner.
I remember that.
Yeah, an unlikely hero in Kabul. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kabul is on fire. Yeah.
That one, was it? We won 3-2 away at the...
Yeah, we won 3-2. Yeah. Because Defoe came on, didn't he? Because Defoe came on in that game. But
what a player he was. He was a good player.
Yeah, he was a brilliant player. Do you know what? Apart from that 5-0, I must mention when we beat them 5-1 in the League Cup semi-final, and Robbie Keane was doing his Irish dig on the side. Yeah, that was so good. That night, that was the best rocking night at White Hart Lane. It was electric. Even better than the other one I mentioned. It was electric.
A worst North London derby for me. Go on, mate.
I have to drop out. I have to.
I was just about to say that.
All right then. Yeah, you're wanted elsewhere.
Quickly, where can people
You're
find you later?
You're a popular man. So you are.
The Irish Hotspur at 9 p.m. If you're finished, come on over. I have Egal on. Everyone's seen clips of the guy around the place, so should be fun. Roasting each other. That's where I'm actually heading now into the Lions Den for 45 minutes. But look, thanks for having me. I've really enjoyed it. Dino, great to chat to you. Ellie, Dermo, as usual, great to chat to you.
Thanks, David.
Dave, thank you for coming on. Really appreciate it, brother.
Come on, you
Come on, Arsenal.
There we go. Everyone, get over to
Dave's
Dave's channel tonight. 9 o'clock. Hit the like and subscribe, and also hit the like and subscribe here, please, if you're enjoying the stream.
Absolutely.
I just want to get a few comments here. Andrew Gregory said, first North London derby I went to was at Highbury in 1967. George Graham got married at lunchtime. Terry Venables was best man. We lost 4-0. I was sick from I was off sick from school for a week.
Oh my God! That makes sense, Andrew.
Yeah, no, I get that. Do you know what? For me, though, we're talking about North London derbies now, right? You've got to remember there was a couple of FA Cup semi-finals, and I went to both. And the worst ever North London derby for me was when Gascoigne turns around and goes, "I'm now off to get my suit measured." That was awful. That free kick.
That was so funny.
One of the best free kicks I've ever seen, and worst. Because it comes up every bloody time they got back their North London derby. They show that bloody goal. He's going to have a crack, you know. He's going to have
That free kick was great, but for the second goal, the touch he gave to Paul Allen for that cross for Lineker's first goal, that flick for me was
sublime.
That's the worst North London derby for me I've ever seen.
That was a really good game as well. That was a very, very good game.
Compared last season to that game for me always stands in mind because I was there. I was over with my family, and my cousin took me out off. He laid it flat on my head. He took my scarf off. He threw it on the floor and just looked at me and just went for about 20 minutes. And I was just like, it's lucky I didn't chin him. I was so close to chinning him. I swear to God. I was like, I was just so lucky my cousin. Swear to God. But we went. Do you know what? We went off. We had a few beers after the game, and I let them have their bit, and I was like, right, I'm going now, I'm done. And again, I went home and just went to bed. I did a lot of sleeping. I was devastated.
We've got Has TV saying, my first North London derby, we lost 3-1 home. Canoe scored the last goal.
Yeah.
And then we've got Marlon Green here, big up Marlon, and he says, my first North London derby I went to was Sol's homecoming.
Ooh,
right, we shouldn't mention Judas's name, but we will do. And
we've got them from both sides, you say. We've got Adebayor, we've got Sol, you know, Adebayor.
Yeah.
How did you feel when Judas left us to come over to you?
I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was hilarious. I just thought the comedy value was amazing. It was just like, and again, listen, no disrespect, absolutely no disrespect at all to you guys and that, but it's the same. It must have been the same. If anything happens bad to Tottenham, I love it. If anything happens bad to Arsenal, you love it. It's hilarious because that's what it's about. When Sol come and joined them, it was just like, I couldn't believe it. I was at the gym and I come out and I put the radio on and they said to Sol Campbell's that I was going to sign for Arsenal. I was like, I nearly fell out the car. I was like, you're joking. And it was, and the best thing about it is he's coming on a free and he was done the Bosman. I was like, but you know what? He's got some balls to do that. That took a lot of guts because
big balls.
Shit that boy got, I mean, and he, do you know what? He turned up for you and he turned up for us, and it was amazing. Do you know what I mean? It was superb. It was.
It would have your equivalent, Dino, would have been like Tony Adams coming to Spurs.
Oh,
that would have been on the par, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? It would never have happened.
Absolutely.
I will say something now about Tony Adams, right? I used to hate him playing for Arsenal. I really did.
A lot of people did. A lot of people still do.
But as a person, I think that man has I admire him as a person for what he's gone through. And I think as a captain as well, to me, you look at Paul Merson, one of your other great players, one of your other good players. I've got no sympathy for him because he just talks a load of bollocks all the time. But
I agree.
I don't know what it is, but you just, as a person, you just think fair play to you. As an Arsenal player, you think, you fucker, you're frustrated for years.
Yeah. But you know what? A lot of gooners now call Paul Merson Saint Paul because it's just like he just preaches all the time. You should do this. He's had a hard time.
Demons, isn't he? The boy, he's got a lot of demons. He's got it all. He's got a lot of things going on in his.
You can say that, Ellie, but you look at Tony Adams. He had these demons, and I think he's become a better person.
His brain cope with it. Some people can cope, some people crack.
If you get the chance to read his book, Addicted, it's it's a really, really, really good read because it tells the story of his life. But he goes through the fact when he smashed his car up, went to prison, and he's like he said then it was like the worst. But he doesn't mention it afterwards. You see, he's like he doesn't do the Merson thing and sort of. I suppose everybody is dealing and coping with their own way. I mean, don't get me wrong, Merson, absolutely, I love the guy. But I think, like you say, when we talk about the two different characters between him and Adams, they're two different people, I think. But, I get where you're coming from. I do. But,
I used to call Merson the White Henri. I used to call Paul Merson the White Henri. When Henri came, he was similar. He used to run at you and then score a worldie.
Oh,
brilliant.
You knew when you went to Highbury, you had Dixon, Winterburn, Adams, and Bold. You knew you were going to struggle. But if one of them are out, you're praying as a Spurs fan for one of them defenders to chink to be out.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you're right.
And then later on, you had Keown, who's the hard nut.
From Everton. He was hard. He was
awesome for you.
But that's what Dave was bringing on about the fact that earlier on we had a back four that people were fearful of. The centre backs were really hard, and then you had the midfield. You had Vieira and Petit, who didn't mind mixing it up a little bit. And people like Ian Wright was a bit of a firecracker. He liked to have a bit of a run and scared of having a go at someone. But nowadays you don't get that. You don't see that anymore, and it's kind of sad really because it's kind of really calmed football down a little bit, from what I remember. I'm 51 this year, 51 next month. And going back through it all, through the 80s and the 90s, when it was still like Roy Keane. I tell you what, who used to fear the fucking crap out of me, Mickey Hazard. He was double hard, he was. He was a proper
Mickey
double
Hazard.
He was.
Now you mention that man's name, Dino.
Mickey Hazard.
Me and Ellie have a bit of an announcement to make, haven't we, Ellie?
Yes, we have.
We're not going to say anything. We've got a little video that we've done. So have a look at this and let us know what you think afterwards.
All right, mate.
you go.
Yeah.
We have the legend, the Spurs legend, my Spurs hero. He is my hero from Tottenham. Loved him as a kid. I cried when he left. I actually cried when he came back. So I was happy that he came back home to Spurs. The legend that is Mickey Hazard is joining us on Friday, 8 o'clock GMT at Friday evening, 8 o'clock GMT. Get your questions, get them in. We're going to select 5 questions from the comments.
Please
at
join
the
us,
end.
everybody.
We've got myself.
Do not miss
Ellie.
that. As a Spurs fan,
Do not
don't miss that.
it.
No, we have myself,
It's gonna be
Ellie, Brad, and I think that's just 3 of us because Mr. Philip, the Godfather, can't make it because he isn't well at the moment, and also it's his wedding anniversary on Friday, so his wife's booked him a table, so he has to go out for a meal for his wedding anniversary. But yeah, join us at 8. We're really looking forward to having the great Mickey Hazard on. I am absolutely
please pass on our guides, and as a Gooner, stand back from admiration from the side watching that player. He was a legend, absolute legend.
Yeah,
I was to say, my cousin loved Mickey Hazard. He just loved his flowing locks, and he was just so odd. I just remember him he was really good. And Graham Roberts, remember Graham Roberts?
Yeah.
Another one.
Bloody hell.
Another one.
How can we forget Graham Roberts?
Do you know what? Graham Roberts, saying that, do you know? I watched last night on YouTube the 81-82 game we played against you at White Hart Lane. Where we hadn't beaten you since 1974. Steve Archibald got 2. But the goalkeeper, you know I'm going with this, Mr. Pat Jennings.
Yeah, I do.
Now, he's the only player I know that's gone there, that's loved at Tottenham, loved at Arsenal.
He
now works at Tottenham, doesn't he?
Thoughts as a young Arsenal fan seeing the great Pat Jennings coming to your club?
Oh, Christ. He was one of the best goalkeepers in the country. And for me, still is one of the best goalkeepers that we've ever seen in football, full stop. And the fact that he was from Tottenham again to Arsenal was great. But do you know what's really, really great about it is he's gone back again to Tottenham as a legend, and he's got his. It still feels weird seeing him in a Tottenham blazer with the chicken on it. It's just it don't look right. Do you know what I mean? like when Fabregas went to Chelsea. When Fabregas went to Chelsea, it just didn't look right. It's like and Petit at Chelsea. It's just when you get a legend at your club, and they just move on, and you just think. It just doesn't look right. Just not right. You don't like it. It's horrible.
It's sacrilege, isn't it, Dino? Sacrilege.
It is. It really, really is. And it hurts. It hurts like you break up with someone. It hurts. It really. You feel it. Like I said, when Fabregas left and went to Barcelona, fair play. Henry left, went to Barcelona, fair play. But do you know what? Well, Kev, I'll get that.
He was a Barcelona lad as well, wasn't he? They nurtured him.
Yeah,
they did,
so
and they made him a great player. We were lucky. I don't have no problem with that. And you know, also, no problem with Fabregas because when he came back, he said to Wenger he wanted to come back, and Wenger said no. So he went to Chelsea. Can't blame him, really.
No,
but no, Jennings again, great legend, mate. We've been very lucky and fortunate as Arsenal fans. We've had David Seaman, Pat Jennings. We've got Aaron Ramsdale now, which I think is going to be absolutely must. I love his passion. Great goalkeeper. We've had a few lemons as well. I mean, Jens Lehmann was a bit of a lunatic. I mean, oh Christ. John Lukage was a good goalkeeper. But you've had your fair share of keepers as well. Ray Clements, what a keeper he was.
Paul Robinson was a very good goalie.
Paul Robbo.
Sullivan, pretty decent.
I love about Paul Robinson is Ian Walker. Yeah. But Robinson, I loved his atmosphere. I like his personality. Brilliant personality.
For me, the 2 best goalkeepers I've ever seen at Tottenham is Pat Jennings and Ray Clements. They were the 2 best goalkeepers.
So I can't argue with that at all. Both great goalkeepers and both really great personalities as well.
One of my favourites, but not because he was the best, for his personality, was Eric Torsvett. Eric
Yes, another great goalkeeper.
He was a very good goalie.
Really
commanding.
Very good presence about him. He was like you felt. You see a keeper in the sticks. You think, look, watched England play the other night, and Nick Pope. I've got to say, so I know we're going off a bit topic here. I don't get it. I don't see it. Don't see it myself.
I don't see it either.
I don't feel confidence. You know what I mean? You see Lloris in goal, you think, right, yeah, okay, fair play. You see Ramsdale, you know, he's all right, you know, and you get people like that. And who's the lad at City? I can't remember his name, but yeah, he's must. The guy at City, the City goalkeeper.
Edison.
Oh, Edison.
Edison. My grey matter. He's a great goalkeeper. He's another one.
I tell you what, as well, the young Irish.
Him and Alisson at Liverpool are the best. Lloris, if his kicking was on point, he would be up there with those two keepers. Because actually, his shot stopping is fabulous.
He is. He's very good.
He's like a cat.
Very good. He is.
We used to call Pat Jennings the cat.
That was Pat the cat. I remember that.
Yeah, Pat the cat, because he used to leap like a cat. Yeah, and he had hands like Jug.
Oh, he did proper massive hands, didn't he? They were like
big hands,
like shovels.
Yeah, they were.
Good goalkeeper. Good goalkeeper.
He could kick the ball out with one hand.
He just literally got it. You'd see Pat literally just throwing it out. He always threw it out, didn't he?
Yeah,
and it's just stuck in his hand. Marvellous goalie.
Look, we've got to talk about Saturday. It is coming up. I mean, I'll start with you, Dino. What's your thoughts for Saturday, man?
For the first time for a long time, I'm really confident about Saturday. And it's not like me. Ellie will tell you that I'll always go, oh, do you know what? I don't know. You know, I think we could get a draw. I don't think it's going to be easy, and I'm still not sure if we're going to win or not. But I'm excited about it for once. I'm actually looking forward to a really good game because I think that both sides are showing that this season. Look at the league table. You showed it earlier. Yeah, all right. Yeah, we lost to United, but we're both on a roll, big time on a roll, and it's going to be massive. It's just literally going to be who turns up Saturday, and that's all it is. Whoever turns up Saturday will walk away victorious.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I can't wait for Saturday. I am so excited. I think we will win. I know we will win. We're going to turn up there. I think we'll win 3-1 because I think for myself, I don't know if you agree with this, Dino, as well, but the emotional scar of that game at the end of last season was left on the players as well.
Oh, absolutely. That finished our season. It literally did. As soon as we lost that game, that was it done. It's all over. Yeah. A lot of people say, no, you'll bounce back from that. We didn't bounce back. It took the stuffing out of us. And that's what I mean. If we have that Saturday, that could be a big problem for us going into the World Cup on the back of that defeat with all those players going. It could be a bit of a problem, you know. Or it could also do us a favour. If we do lose and go into the World Cup and come back, we've got to come back stronger. Yeah, who knows? It's a weird season this season because obviously next month we're all off to Qatar and players will be going in there. When they come back knackered. You know, they're gonna might be a few injuries. All I know is it's going to be a cracking game. Yeah.
Well, Dino, I know you've got to leave us. Listen, from myself,
sorry guys,
from Ellie, and from everyone, thank you so much for coming on. And
because I love him.
Would you do us a favour? Would you come on after the North London derby, and we'll have a talk about the game, and maybe for the pre-match show, we'll get you on.
I would love to. I'd be honoured to come back on. It's been a complete honour to come on today. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself as ever. You guys are lovely. Yeah. It's a really great channel. I think everybody should literally like and subscribe. I'm going to. I pop up on a few YouTube channels every now and then with the other guys. You know, the Tottenham away boys and North London Till I Die. And, you know, I'll do a lot and I love it. It's great. And I love you guys. You take it easy. And
you too, Dino. And listen, definitely pop on for the post-match show. We're doing that Sunday and Monday. So probably
I will. Let me know. Send me the link and I will join no matter what happens. I will join. I won't bottle it. I'll be there. Don't worry.
All right.
I hope you lose Saturday. See you later.
Yeah, see you. I hope you lose too, Dino. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
See you later. Bye, Dino. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, dear, what a man. What a gent. He really is, Ellie. What a gent. Yeah. We've got to see some of the comments here. We've got Marlon Green, worst off last Saturday. Dino.
Yeah. I'm going to kiss the badge now.
Yeah. Big up Wilton. It says, I think it will be a tight 1-0, 1 to the mighty Spurs course. It will. Big up. Kev Williams.
Good call. I'll take that.
Worst of luck Saturday, Dino.
Yeah.
We need to break that Emirates curse. Yeah, 2012, I think, was the last time we won there.
We've got to get that voodoo doll. Get that voodoo doll, Dermot. You know, the one they're sticking pins in, cursing us.
What's your thoughts, Kev Williams? I badly want a win, but happily take a draw. Look, I'm on the same for you, Marlon. Look, a win's brilliant, but I wouldn't be disappointed with a draw, to be fair.
Yeah. Depending on what
Kev Williams said,
well.
a question for you, I think. I think there's zero chance these days for a player. Oh, yeah. I'll give this to you, Ellie, and then I'll let you have first.
Yeah.
Question for you, Ellie. It says, I think there's zero chance these days a player for either Spurs or Arsenal to swap allegiances and transfer to either club. Spurs have become a different beast since Judas left. I will not call that man by his name. For me, he's Judas and always remain Judas. Look, Ellie.
Yeah, I sort of agree with him. I actually do agree with him, because it's like sacrilege when you jump ship and go to the other club. It's like scorned upon. You can see what Judas got. He got it in the ear. He got it everywhere he went. You know, like there's like a venom against him. You know, and I wasn't holding back, because I was really disappointed, because he was our club captain. We've nurtured him. We've made him who he is, and then he jumped ship. You know, that's like treason. Like, people get their head chopped off for that, right? But I just don't know. I don't think it'll happen ever again. Not in my lifetime, anyway.
Where was the Tower of London built for?
If it happens to happen, no, I don't think it will happen. So I'm not going to contemplate it.
No, it's not.
That's it. No more. We're taking no more.
Alexander Hilton's eating too many Smarties or drunk too much Coke. 71-0. I'm not even going to read that out. That's just freaking away with the fairies.
He's having a laugh. He's having a laugh. He's having a laugh. Alex Hilton, he's having a laugh.
Judah was anti-Ellie. We need to burn the olive leaves. Yeah, I think I know what you mean.
Yeah, you do.
And Paul
Paul's in the house as well.
He says Tata will be playing Chaz and Dave to his team as we speak. 4-0 to the Billy Watts.
Aussie got a Wembley, stays a golden Trembley. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Spurs. I'm on their way to Wembley.
What was the one Chaz and Dave did after the 91 cup, after the 91 semi-final? We're off to Wembley because we beat the Arsenal. He'd be playing that one.
Yeah.
And then Wilton says,
it's so good when we knock them out of the. You know what? I like knocking them out of the semi-final, but I want to meet them in the final.
Well,
and batter
we've
their
never
asses.
actually met in the final.
We've never met in the final ever.
No.
We nearly did a couple of times.
Yeah.
But it just didn't happen.
Yeah, we won the FA Cup in '82. We beat them in the third round, 1-0.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Will McDonald says, I'm with you, Clement,
early.
Yeah.
Yeah, Judas.
We've got Kev Williams here. Go on, Ellie. Go on.
Spurs are on the way. Spurs are on their way to Wembley. Tottenham's going to do it again. They can't stop them. The boys from Tottenham, the boys from White Hart Lane. Oh! Come on, you Spurs.
Do you know what? I prefer the 82 Cup final song to the 81 Cup final song.
Yeah, I know. I don't know, because I liked Aussie going in the cup for Tottenham.
I would love to get Aussie on. I would love to get Aussie on for a show.
Oh my God,
that would be a dream.
Well, for my birthday, Dermot, I'm going to the White Hart Lane, and he's going to be there with Ricky on the tour.
So you're going to Argentina then?
No, at White Hart Lane, not White Hart Lane.
Okay. Just don't start anything while you're there,
Argentina,
though. In the North
London Cup, there were only runners up. Yes. Come on, let's beat them. Yes.
Paul Bates says, ha ha ha, the voice of an angel. And Alex Sanders, Aussie's dream. Aussie's always got a dream.
Aussie's dream, yeah.
And
he's stubborn, by the way.
just for a bit of just for a bit thing. This is Spurs' last 5 games. course, we beat Wolves, Forest, West Ham, Fulham, and Leicester. One defeat since last April. That was, of course, in the Champions League, but unbeaten in the Premier League since last season. I mean, this is probably the first big top 6 team we're going to play. It shouldn't really fear us. We shouldn't fear going to the Emirates, should we? Really? I mean,
no, we should go there with confidence because we've got that winning mentality. We know how to win now. We're winning ugly, but sometimes we're winning impressively as well. Like the 6-2 win against Leicester, we absolutely mullered them in the second half. As soon as Basuma came on, we just took charge of that midfield. And it helped Højbjerg go forward as well, which I love. Because Højbjerg going forward is better in a lot of respects than when he's trying to cover 2 or 3 players' roles because we're so exposed in midfield. So I like that. And look at the results. You know, we're grinding out 2-1s, 0-2, 1-0. The 6-2 stands out because it was such an impressive victory. But it wasn't an impressive performance in the first half. We were very shoddy in that first half. So I don't want to see any of that. I want to see our passing really crisp. I want to see us play well and bring home that W. Come on, Dermot.
I mean, look, if you look at that, I don't think we've had a chance to talk about the Leicester game, Ellie, very quickly. But just very quickly, do you think bringing on Basuma released Son from sort of the role? It may give him more of a free role. That's why he scored the 3 goals. Do you feel with the formation is in? And this actually goes to one of my questions I wanted to ask you, Ellie. Will Conte play a 3-5-2, play the 3 midfield to release Son up front? Or will he go back to the 3-4-3 where Son has got more of a restricted role to play? He's sort of stuck out in the wing. That's it. But with the 3-5-2, he's got more of he's got license to roam. And what do you hope Conte to see at 12:30 on Saturday?
Well, if he's listening to most of us fans, we want to see a 3-5-2. And me personally, I want to see a 3-5-2 because we've gone there with 3-4-3 and 4-4-2. It doesn't work with Arsenal because they're very technical players, Arsenal. You can't get away from that. They know how to play. They're very good ballers. They're comfortable on the ball. We struggle to put 2 or 3 passes together accurately. If we get Kane involved, even he's been off point a lot of the season. But when he is on point, it's normally an assist. And then we've got Perisic, who can put it on a sixpence for you, you know. So I want to see the 3-5-2 because I think we've got more chance. Not to say that we haven't got any chance with 3-4-3, but it all depends then. If we do play the 3-4-3, which I suspect he's going to go with regardless, we have to make sure that we give protection in the middle. So the wing backs have to tuck in and do their job. And I think he'll probably play Cess instead of Perisic, maybe, and then bring on Perisic later, because I'm thinking he's thinking Perisic has had 3 games with his national team following that Leicester. He's had 2 games plus the Leicester game. His legs are running out, so he might play the younger legs. I'm just thinking he might do that, right? And then bring on Perisic as a weapon if it's not going really well. Yeah, no, I probably do agree with you with that, Ellie. I'd personally start Perisic. Yeah, I would. Well, for me, I would. I would. Yeah. Look, for me, I think 3-5-2 is the way to go. I think that's formation we need to start playing now. We've got Alex Hilton said Perisic is a must. Paul Brady said bring it back to 4-5-1. Well, seriously, you could play that, but would you try? I don't think. That means would you play then Romero and Longley as the 2 centre halves? I mean, yeah, I would. Yeah, and then would you trust that? Would you trust that back four of Perisic? Well, you couldn't be have to play Segi, Romero, Longley, and Emerson. You'd have to put put Sanchez in if you're playing the back four, wouldn't you?
Mm.
Because you'd have Dyer, Romero, Sanchez, and Longley.
Ellie,
Or
have you heard
I
the
know you
breaking
don't
news?
like that name. I don't like it either. But I'm just saying that's if
No,
he is
he's actually been transferred to a team in somewhere in Korea.
Yeah, South Korea or North Korea? North Korea.
He can bring Mr. Burger King with him as well. We don't want him
Or he's
back.
joined Delhi at Besiktas.
Well, look, I understand. Look, would you? But right, let's go along with that point, Eddie. You said Sanchez in the back four, but we know that won't work. So, would what formation mean? Would you agree with the 4-5-1, or would you not?
No, I prefer the 3-5-2 because that gives you a lot of attacking options and it gives you strength in defending the middle. Because we know Arsenal are better than us in the middle. They've got ballers. They've got Odegaard, they've got Saka, they've got Smith-Rowe. These boys can play, and then they've got that new boy, Vieira, who looks like he's got a good touch as well. You know, and they're very good at transitioning in their play. Whereas we're quite slow and deliberate when just Bentancur and Højbjerg are there. But with Basuma there, that releases one of them to go forward because you still got two and two tucking in. Yeah,
I mean,
I was a central midfielder, an attacking midfielder, and I know I brought a lot to the team. See, now if we're going to use either Benny or Højbjerg as a CAM and then have Basuma holding, that's strong because he can cover 2 or 3 players' work. That boy, he's so super fit, and he's very good at winning the ball back as well.
He is. Paul Bailey's put here 3-4-3 often ends up looking like a 5-2-3, and we get over on the midfield. That's why I think he suggests back 4-5-1.
Yeah, because the 2 wing backs are not disciplined to tuck in. You see what I mean? They're not disciplined. They forget their roles.
I mean, Kev Williams hits the nail on the head here. Says we have to turn up. Too many times we do a no-show, and that really pisses me off. If we turn up, we will win. Yeah, I think we'll win.
Yeah.
Andrew Gregory says we will get over on the midfield if you play 3-4-3. Yeah, I think we will too. I think I'm secretly hoping Conte plays a 3-4-3. I think if we do a 3-5-2, I think we will win the midfield. I think we will.
Because you know Harry Kane, he will drop as a number 10 anyway, and he'll let Sonny run in behind them. That's how we won 2-0 that day. You know when we beat them 2-0 at White Lane, was it 2-0 or 2-1? 2-1. Because what's his name? Lacazette, as expressions calls him, Lacazette. He scored a blinder, and then we beat them 2-1 that day. And then we beat them 2-0 again when Harry Kane and Sonny scored with that bender.
Oh God, the memories coming back. That's always beat the Gunners. Always makes you feel good, doesn't it, Ellie? It's like waking up on Christmas morning.
It's like, it's like you've got your Christmas morning, you've got your favourite presents, and you've got the best dinner on the table cooked by the best chef. Normally your mum. You know, you've got all your Christmases at once.
Yeah, exactly. We've got Nick Coy's Hardy man. Big up, Nick. He says Spurs 3-1, guys. Coy's. Yeah, can't argue with that.
Nice one.
Alexander Hilton says Arsenal are going to play a high line, gives us more option by cantering. Yeah,
we can catch them napping.
Marlon Green says Emerson can play right back, but we don't have an out left back for 4-5-1.
That's true.
Don't rate Davis. No, don't, please. Marlon, please.
Spence is a natural left wing back, and we're not playing him.
Yeah. Marlon, you're going to put me off my dinner and send me to drink if you start talking about Sanchez and Davis starting as a centre back and a left back. Please don't.
I think you're going to keel over if you hear that name again.
I tell you one thing. Every time I hear them two in the centre back or left back, I start getting a twitch. It's like, it's a bit like Wolves. Paul Bailey says, get Chrissy Houghton back training again. He was, I loved him. I love that.
Brilliant.
Well, we all know Ellie liked him too, but we're not going to go there.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
Don't go there. when I miss my backup for this bit, when we talk about that, I miss my backup.
Yeah, Philip Brady, he'll dig me one as well, won't he?
Yeah, we had to sign.
It's not my fault I was an attractive 19-year-old.
we had to sign the ELLY Official Secrets Act before we started the shows. Oh Lord. Kev Williams says Toby with a peach of a header. What a day. That was great one. Yeah. And no more, mate. I promise. Big up, Marla.
Yeah.
Big
Brilliant.
Up. Ellie, look,
we've done so well at White Hart Lane and so bad at the Emirates. Yeah, it's a shame. I could go all night. I'm telling you.
Well, I tell you what, I just want to get a few more minutes. I just want to get something up because it's just something that I remembered that. Where is it now? Look, we've been playing Arsenal since the 1800s, and we've got a great record against them. Harry Kane is actually the leading goal scorer in the Premier League against Arsenal.
Yeah.
With 13 goals.
He turns up, doesn't he? That's one player that does turn up.
Yeah. Right.
Especially
I don't know if this will work, but anyway, the first time we played Arsenal was 19th of November, 1887. It was a friendly. We played them at White Hart Lane. Well, we didn't play at White Hart Lane. Played them on Tottenham Marshes back then.
Yeah, that's right.
We were winning 2-1. Unknown scorers, but abandoned after 75 minutes. Bad light, apparently, but I just think Arsenal just got chickened and ran off. But yeah, we've been playing them since 1887. Ellie, look, we've gone through different phases of winning, of losing against them. But I think, we're actually the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hang on, 1, 2, 3.
We've won an awful lot at our stadium. I don't think they've beaten us. I think when what's his name, Rosicky scored.
Yeah. The last 16 games,
or when Flamini scored and they beat us 2-1.
Yeah, the last 16 games since 2015 to last season, we've only lost 4 times against Arsenal.
Yeah,
and
you know that Flamini. I was going to just say, that Flamini, he owns a big company that he's become a billionaire.
Mm.
Yeah,
I read about it. Our last point away at the Emirates was a 1-1 draw in 2015. But from then, at home, we're actually unbeaten against Arsenal at home since 2016. We have not lost against them.
Yeah, we've done so well at our stadium, but when we go away, we just play our worst football. We don't even give them a game. Where you think, we come out of that game with a little bit of pride. No, we just don't turn up. When Lamela slapped him in the face as well and got sent off when he did his Rabona, wasn't it? I'm sure that was the same game. Did a Rabona and he got sent off. But I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's like we've got a mental block. But I'm thinking, right, Dermot, that CONTE, I've said this on the Irish Hotspur yesterday, he's the mentalist. He will get inside those players' heads and he'll turn it around for us. And I'm sure come Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, Ellie's frozen in thought. I think the Arsenal fans are trying to get at your internet, Ellie.
Team in the bag.
Yeah, Ellie, try to log out and log in again.
Did you hear what I said?
No, because you froze. Try to log out and log back in again. And come back in again.
I'll come out and log back in.
Yeah, just to give you a few thoughts. This is Arsenal's last 5 games. Of course, the 1-0 defeat to Man United, or 3-1 defeat to Man United. So, do you know what I mean? They play a big team and they lose. So we've got good chance of winning on Saturday. I like you cleared up now, Ellie.
That better? Yeah.
Yeah, we've got Kev Williams here. Arsenal always find an excuse. The game called off against us. Even in the 1800s, it was happening. Yeah, I mean, Arsenal
Yeah.
are just a bunch of.
Do you know Arsenal? All in the chat, Arsenal, their first ever name, they
Was
were
Woolwich
called
Arsenal?
Square Dial.
Yeah, that's right.
Square Dial.
Mm.
Yes.
I
What a
like this
stupid
from
name
Andrew
for a
Gregory.
stupid club.
Did Arsenal use COVID as an excuse
I
to
just have to
pull
say
off
that one.
the 1800s?
They're a bunch of squares.
Oh, do you know what? For me, do you know what, Ellie? That's comment off the stream. That is comment off the stream.
Yeah.
That is Andrew. That really is.
I
We've got
know.
Carl Higgins here. Where is it? Carl Higgins here.
They used
Big
the
up,
Black
Carl. He
Death,
said,
probably.
yeah, probably did. I think it's more important we go out with the right mental attitude. Then it won't matter what formation we play. Absolutely correct. Wilton
Yeah,
McDonald,
it's true.
I think
It's true.
it is true. I think we'll play 3-5-2,
That's where
which will allow us to
the
stretch them in the wide areas.
CONTE
If Royal
will
drop
step
his,
in.
yeah, if Royal can drop his inhibition, yeah, exactly.
Drops his. Do you know what I said yesterday as well? I want to add the point on that, right? So Royal, he always has his best games against the better teams, right? When we played Liverpool away, he played awesome. When we played Man United, not away, he played really well, but we lost the game. And then we played who did we play as well? We played another team. We played Liverpool at home. He played a good game as well. Man City away, he played really, really well. He always steps up a bit because we know he's pretty basic, Emerson. He hasn't got, he's not a proper Brazilian, is he? I think he was born somewhere else and they just shipped him in. They said he was a boy from Brazil. But other than that, I think we're not going to rely on Emerson, to tell you the truth. We're going to rely on Perisic and Kane and Sonny. And if Kulu plays, Richarlison. They're our star players. That's the ones we want to step up.
Yeah.
You know, if they're all on point, we're going to win this game.
Ellie, before we get a few score predictions, do you want to tell people what's happening Friday night at 8 o'clock before I put on the video?
Yeah, about my actual podcast. Is that what you're talking about?
No, we're going into that at the end as well. But we've got a special guest coming on Friday, haven't we? The one you've been sworn to secrecy to.
Yeah, we've got a special guest. The one that, I've been a very good girl. I've kept it zipped, as they say, right? But now I can let loose. We've got Mickey Hazard on. Mickey Hazard, the great Mickey Hazard, is coming on our show. And we've got loads of questions lined up for him. And he's Dermot's favourite ever plays, his hero, right? And he's my hero as well. But I said to Dermot privately, Glenn Hoddle was my ultimate hero because you just can't beat Glenn Hoddle. But Hazard run him a close.
Now, Mickey Hazard was as good, if not better than Glenn Hoddle.
I wouldn't say better, but I would say he had skills, the boy. He was very, very elegant player for a short player as well. He had so much ability.
Look,
and
Ellie,
like little players, they've got a low sense of gravity. They can play. They're ballers. Yeah.
Well, for me, Mickey Hazard for me was Glenn Hoddle's equal for me for talent. I really do believe it.
I would say, he's a fantastic player. We're lucky to have had them both, Dermot.
Yeah,
we're blessed. We're blessed that they both came to our club at the same time.
Yeah. Should we play the promo video one more time?
Yes. Come on.
I know you love the music to it, actually.
I love the music. It's really funky. Yeah. Proper 8.
There you go.
Yeah,
I love that bit of music.
You're in for a treat, everybody. You're in for a treat.
We've got a new show starting on the channel. It's called Queen Ellie's Spurs Ladies Podcast, where Ellie will be doing a daily show on about the Spurs women, where they are in the league and everything. There's a new intro for Ellie's little show as well. We've got an intro, we've got an outro. So that is coming. So Ellie, tell everyone about your new show. Tell people what you were talking about and what you were doing.
Right. So what I'm going to do, as an ex-Spurs lady myself, I've got an allegiance to the Spurs ladies. I love them all. I know them all. Well, I don't know them personally, but I know of them. There's a few players that I've spoken to personally as well. But I just feel it's time for a ladies thing, following the Euro and the euphoria of the Euros, winning the Euros, you know, and our girls, they've come up from the league, the lower league, to play in the WSL, and they've impressed. They finished 5th last season. Okay, they got drubbed by Arsenal. That was a bit of a shame. But they will be back on the up because they won their first game. So I'm going to do a weekly podcast where I'll focus on the Spurs ladies, but I will do a roundup of all the results as well. So keep you in the know. And I'm just looking forward to it. And another great news is, I'm allowed to say this, is Kirst has nominated me as Spurs Ladies Her Game 2 Ambassador. So hopefully, they're very busy at the moment, so they're looking into whether they're going to accept me. So yeah, I'm really excited about that as well. But the podcast is going to be epic, and I'll make sure that it comes to you with a lot of fun and entertainment. There you go.
Well, Ellie, from myself, from the channel, from the subscribers, from the viewers, we all love to wish you congratulations on being nominated. It couldn't go to a nicer person. And look,
thank you to Kirst for nominating me as well.
Absolutely. And look, for me personally, I think it's great you're doing this women's podcast. On the channel.
Really looking forward to it.
I think it gives people also now. These could be, I don't know if it's going to be live broadcasts or pre-recorded. We haven't decided yet. Me and Ellie haven't really talked about the specifics, but there will be here. Ellie will be hosting. It'll be her own show. I'll be in the background doing the comments and everything for her if it's a live show. And, you know, I think it's a great idea and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
And look,
when I go to the matches as well, Dermot, I'll just let you know this. When I actually go to the matches, which I've lined up quite a lot of matches to go to, they're going to be playing at Brisbane Road. That's a bit of a trek for me, but I will go to some. I will definitely go to some as the season hots up. And there's going to be some really good showmanship ones at White Hart Lane, where they're expecting over 40 to 50,000 to attend. So it's going to be epic. It's going to be like the home games at White Hart Lane with the men. You know, it's going to be just as hyped up. And the women that go and the men that go, there's a camaraderie there, you know, and all the men that I've spoken to have been to the women's games. They absolutely adore it. They love it because it's something fresh and new in terms of what they've seen, you know, because they're new to it. Whereas us women, we've been going to matches for many, many years, and I've played for many, many years. So I know the back end of it as well as a player. But watching it now, it's just as much fun for me than when I was playing, you know, because I really do believe in this Spurs team, and they've got a really good coach in Rhiannon Skinner. So she'll bring them up a few pegs. She's working on it. It's a work in progress, you know. Yes, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. I'm looking forward to working on that show with you, Ellie. But look, Ellie, we're going to end up here. I've had a great show. Really enjoyed this one. Thanks,
brilliant.
The Irish Hotspur, who's on in half an hour. Please, everyone, get over to the Irish Hotspur, hit a like, subscribe, and everything from there. Thank you to Dino Daguna for coming on. He was very brave, I have to say.
He was.
Fair play to him for him coming on our post-match show as well. Whatever, which way it goes, we will have him on. So we'll have to either
thank you, Wilton, in the chat.
Or
thank you to Wilton in the chat.
We'll have to take it. But look, Ellie, thank you so much. Big up to Wilton.
Thank you,
Paul.
Dermot.
We will have a new PayPal account if you want to donate to the channel as well. We'll have that up and running. Please don't forget you can become a Patreon member. So the links are all in YouTube. We are in the process of doing some for jumpers with our logo on as well. So that will be coming up soon. And look, thank you, Andrew Gregory. Great show. Thank you very much, Andrew. And Wilton, Brill, have a great evening. Yeah, we will. Thank you so much indeed for watching.
Yeah.
And we will be back on Friday with the Mickey Hazard show. And then I'm back Saturday with the watch along for Arsenal versus Tottenham. We will be doing a post-match show on Sunday at 8 o'clock on a normal time. And then it's all build up then to the games next week. Ellie's new podcast is coming out. We're going to do a golden game next week as well, the 84 UEFA Cup final. Probably do that next
awesome. Yeah, Graham Roberts. Come on.
And we've got a lot of stuff coming up in the channel. So thank you very much for watching. God bless you all. Oh, forgot to ask. Score prediction, Ellie, Saturday.
I'm going to go with 3-1 to Spurs. Because I think we've got 3 goals in that.
I can't argue with that. I'm going for 3-0. I don't think we can concede. In Conte, we trust. Tottenham to the promised land. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on. Come on. That's nice at the end there, Dermot.